Falling mortgage rates and rising supply could signal a sweet spot for home buyers right now. Also, could we finally see our first Fed rate cut? Let's find out. Is this the moment we've all been waiting for? I mean, frick, I don't want to jinx it, but the inflation stars seem to be aligning for our first rate cut. Last week, once again, we saw some positive inflation readings. So much so, the Fed rate futures was sitting at a 70% chance of a September rate cut, and then it jumped to a 95% chance afterwards. Let's freaking go, right, team? We actually talked about the worst being behind us back in October, and it appears we were on point with that. As you can see, we've certainly improved since then. And we're looking at mortgage-backed securities here, by the way. And then we've been moving sideways since about the start of the year in January. Translation, the market has been looking for some clear direction, anxiously anticipating some convincing data to dictate the next move, and we may have just received it. As you can see, as of late, mortgage rates have improved for 8 straight days. Now remember, team, rates never increase or drop in a straight line, and we're seeing that play out again. Mortgage-backed securities have improved since October of 2023, but it looks like an escalator moving forward. Small improvements, sideways, small improvements, sideways, and so on. Again, all this spurred on by positive inflation news. While the fight isn't over, we've certainly seen some improvement as of late, peaking in January of 2023 and then since retreating. As a result, we've seen the 10-year drop as well. And the interesting thing about this is the fact that we've experienced a large spread between the 10-year and the 30-year fixed mortgage rate. Barry and I talked about this on the show last year, and we used this slide a lot in a few of our talks. This will return back to a normal spread, which is around 2% versus the 3% spread that we've been experiencing. This will also put downward pressure on mortgage rates. This is, again, great news, and once again proves to us that we don't necessarily need the Fed to lower the Fed's fund rate for mortgage rates to come down. It will certainly help, but it's not necessary. Speaking of that, Hills, when will we see the first rate cut? Glad you asked. As we said earlier, the market is now pricing in a 95% chance of a rate cut in September. We seem to agree, and for me personally, this is the most encouraging data I've seen, and I feel confident that the market is finally calling this one right. Unless, and here's my hedge, unless we see some crazy flip-flop inflation news in August. Now, if we don't and the trend continues, it seems to be all but a lock for a small rate cut in September. The final bit of good news for buyers and why we opened with the sweet spot comment is housing supply continues to rise, increasing once again from 3.3 months to 3.6 months. If this trend continues, it will put downward pressure on home prices, creating a nice little sweet spot for home buyers. Falling rates, rising inventory is a great combo for home buyers. Quick hitter today, packed with data and good news. Share it on social, tag us when you do. Good news, team. Summer's heating up and so is housing. See you guys next week.